Purnima Chowdhury started a new administrative job 2 months ago. Still, she says her family struggles to make ends meet.
In this country, with 3 kids, it's too tough to live. Even just last 1 year, what we saw is like huge inflation of those food costs, the rental cost.
And the possibility of even higher inflation has her worried.
I don't know how we will survive.
The new employment boom is playing against the Bank of Canada's efforts to curb inflation through higher interest rates. The October gains offset job losses recorded earlier this year. Canada's jobless rate came in steady at 5.2% because more people entered the labor market. Most of the new jobs last month were in construction and manufacturing, 49,000 positions in those two sectors. But that still isn't enough. The ongoing labor shortage means employers have had to pay more to get workers, and not having enough is costing a fortune in turned-down contracts and production delays. Manufacturing alone lost $13 billion in the last year.
That $13 billion is made up of lost opportunities in terms of investments not made, but also sales orders that couldn't be fulfilled. So it's incredibly important for Canada because manufacturing is such a huge part of our exports.
The rising wages having another impact.
If everybody does that and everybody gets higher wages, then employers say, okay, now the cost of running a business is very high. It's much higher than before, so I have to increase the prices of the goods and services that I sell.
So the Bank of Canada may need to further tighten its monetary belt with more aggressive rate hikes down the road to prevent inflation from spiraling out of control. Philippe Damontigny, CBC News, Ottawa.
Peter Armstrong joins me with more on the new job numbers and the economic implications. Peter, 108,000 new jobs sounds like great news. Explain to me exactly why it isn't.
It's so counterintuitive, isn't it? I mean, we want people to get hired. We want them to work more and get better wages. That's good for them, for us, for the economy. The problem is the Bank of Canada is doing everything it can right now to slow the economy. And it's not so much that, these new jobs are going to add to inflation because people got hired and they're going to go out and spend more. It's more that the economy is running hot enough to need these jobs in the first place. Adding 108,000 jobs, this is not the stuff of a slowing economy. It's the sign of an economy that's resilient, that's chugging along quite nicely. And if that's the case, as you just heard in Philippe's story, the Bank of Canada will need to be even more aggressive than it's already been to slow things down and get people spending less and get those prices back under control.
Okay, so what does more aggressive look like exactly? I mean, how bad is it going to get for Canadians with a variable rate mortgage?
Look, it's going to be tough. It's already tough. The Bank of Canada's key overnight lending rate, it was at 0.25% back in March. Today, it's at 3.75%. And the bank has already said it needs to go higher. The question is, how high? Well, today, the Bank of Montreal's chief economist put out a new forecast. Doug Porter now assumes the Bank of Canada will keep on hiking until it gets that overnight rate to 4.5% by early next year. That means your borrowing costs could climb another 75 basis points in pretty short order.
All right, so we are going to hold on then. Thanks for that, Peter. The CBC senior business correspondent, Peter Armstrong.